It's only a few hours drive from here.
And the view is even lovelier than I'd remembered.
The view is always lovely from Hilltop Farms, and there seems to be more visitors each year. Yeah, it's a bit chilly today, Mum. Shall I get your coat from the car?
Oh, my shawl perhaps. Thank you.
You know, while you're up here reading and reminiscing, I think I'm going to go down to the pond.
Oh, it's your favourite spot.
Why not? That's where I met Jemima Fuddleduck.
How long ago was that, Mel?
This is 1950, so... about 40 years ago. I'll get your soul.
The Adventures of Peter Rabbit and His Friends by Beatrix Potter. Now, I know what you're thinking, but no, I'm not Beatrix Potter. And no, I'm not Peter Rabbit either. But I am one of Peter's friends, and I'm one of Beatrix's friends as well. In fact, I was her best friend.
Here you are, Mum. You know, while I'm down the pond, I think I'm going to visit the barns and sheds. See you in a bit.
Oh, have a nice visit, Noel. That was Noel. He was Peter Rabbit's best friend. In fact, if it weren't for Noel, there might not have been any of the stories of Peter Rabbit. Truth to tell, if it weren't for my children, there might not have been Peter or the Tailor of Gloucester. Oh, the Two Bad Mice, Jeremy Fisher, Jemima Puddleduck. You know, since you heard the farms today, I think I'll tell you about all these wonderful animals. And my children, and Beatrix herself. Silly me, I haven't told you who I am yet. My name is Annie, Annie Moore. When I first met Beatrix, I was Annie Carter. I was much younger then, and I wasn't married. I didn't need a wrap in those days to keep me warm. I didn't need my glasses either. My hair was long and shiny, and if you don't mind my saying so, I was quite pretty. At least that's what my mama and papa always told me. And yes, I was a young woman then, ready to make my way into the world. I worked hard, studied long hours at the ripe old age of 19. I became a licensed governess, like a little Mary Poppins, you might say, only I couldn't fly. That was way back in 1883. Oh, and I certainly didn't need a cane back then, did I?
No, Beatrix, you may not.
Please, Mother.
No arguing.
But I'm tired of being taught by a governess. You let Bertram go to school. Why can't I?
We sent your brother to a fine private academy where wealthy young boys go.
Well, what about wealthy young girls?
They stay home to be tutored.
Beg pardon, ma'am, but the new governess is here.
Thank you, Yvette. I shall be right out.
Why are governesses always old and look like giant prunes?
Mind your manners, she might hear you.
I hope she does.
Incidentally, I have instructed her that your sketch pad is to be used strictly for your lessons. I have forbidden you to draw until you've shown progress in your studies. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, then I'll send in the governess.
Oh, hello there.
Hello. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Annie. Annie Carter?
But I was expecting my new governess.
Absolutely. I am your new governess.
But you're not much older than I, and you don't look like
A dried up prune.
Not at all. But you do look like I might like you.
Oh, well, let's hope so. What are you hiding behind your back?
Oh, it's nothing.
With the other hand, please. Oh, it's a drawing.
It's nothing, really. Just a sketch of a rabbit.
Well, who taught you to draw?
No one, really. We just picked it up on our own.
Wait,
My brother Bertram and I are on summer vacations to Scotland. The only place we've ever truly been happy.
well, I was told you were not allowed to draw until your studies improve.
Are you going to tell my parents?
Well, I'm afraid so.
Oh no.
I'm going to tell them their daughter's a fine artist. You should be encouraged to continue her work.
Oh, I am going to like you, Miss Annie.
Well, you may change your mind once you find out what I have to teach you first. Oh, where is it? Oh, German.
German? I'll never learn German. Well, I still predict we'll be best friends.
Die Fraulein.
Die Fraulein?
It's German, for the friends.
Well, in that case, hello, Die Fraulein Annie.
Hello, Die Fraulein Beatrix. And you said you'd never learn German. You're speaking it already.
Come, let's have tea before we begin.
Beatrix's prediction became true, and we became fast of friends. After lessons, we would have talks, take walks, and share secrets with one another. I felt more like her sister than her governess. As the months went by, I would learn things from her as well. On our nature walk, she would teach me the names of mushrooms and wild mosses on trees. and she'd draw pictures of them at every opportunity.
Beatrix!
Yes, Father?
I bought these for you today. Some original paintings by a Mr. Cowpole. I think they're perfect for a child's room, don't you?
I think they're perfect for my room. Thank you, Father.
Oh, and Beatrix, I've decided to allow you to take art lessons.
Papa!
The governess has convinced me that you may have a bit of talent.
Thank you, Papa. Art lessons. At last. Thank you, Annie.
It took me almost 2 years to convince him.
Well, he is a bit stubborn, but he's a good heart, and so is Mum. Though I do wish he'd stop thinking of me as a child.
Well, Beatrix, there is something else I spoke to your father about.
Oh?
Well, I told him I shall be leaving soon.
I
I've met a wonderful man. His name is Edwin Moore, and he's asked me to marry him.
know! What about me? Who will I go on walks with? Who will I tell my secrets
Your
to?
friends.
I have no friends, just you! I want to get married too!
You will, someday.
How can I? My parents keep me cooped up in this house all the time! Oh, I'm so miserable I could die!
Beatrix! She didn't die, of course, but she did become quite ill for some time. The doctors didn't know what was wrong with her, but she recovered in a month or so. In the meantime, I was busy settling into my new home with my new husband. Before I'd known it, the whole year had gone by.
Well, I'm off to work, my love.
Oh, I'll see you when you get home, dear.
Say, you don't ever miss your old job, do you?
Well, I miss Beatrix, of course, but I like what I have now even better. And what I'm going to get even better yet.
Wait, how do you know what you're going to get? Who told you?
The doctor, of course.
The doctor? How does he know I'm getting you a brand new kitchen table for our anniversary?
Well, he told me we were getting a brand new baby for our anniversary.
It must have been the carpenter. He lives on the same street as... The doctor told you what?
We're going to have a baby!
A baby? You mean like
A baby?
Well, why didn't you just say so?
I just did, dear.
You did, didn't you? Oh, look at me behaving all like a girl. I've got to be gentle with you now.
I'll be fine. The baby won't be here for 7 more months. Oh, you better get off to your job. You have to work even harder than ever now to support a family.
You bet I will.
Oh, and by the way, thanks for the new kitchen table.
Now who told you about that?
You did.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Good morning, Willoughby. Guess what me and Henny's are getting for our anniversary?
A new kitchen table.
Everyone knows about that. Guess what else?
Before long, the new baby had arrived. He was born on Christmas Eve, so we named him Noel.
Should have named him Jingle Bells.
Who of you? Soon after that, Noel had a baby brother. We named him Eric.
Papa! Can I hold the new baby? I won't drop him, I promise.
Then we had our first daughter, little Marjorie.
I want to play with her.
Right, my turn next.
Then came Frida.
I want to hold her. You held her yesterday.
No!
No!
Then came sweet little Nora.
I just want to play with her.
Yes, we had quite a lively household around here.
Your mother.
What's all the ruckus about this time?
The kids were wondering if maybe we could get ourselves a little puppy dog we could play with.
Oh, well, after having 5 children in 6 years, I think I would like to have a puppy next time.
Then let's go to the pound and get us one.
Poor Edwin, he had to work so hard to support a family we hardly ever saw him. We had quite the household around here, but it was a happy house. It had the usual spats and bumps and bruises, but everything went pretty smoothly until the scarlet fever epidemic descended on London and the whole countryside.
Mum,
Oh, yes, no.
I don't feel very well.
Let me see. You have a fever.
I have AIDS.
You better get to bed right away. I'll call your father for the doctor. Edwin! Edwin, come quick!
Oh no! This is terrible!
What is it, dear?
It's Annie's boy Noel. He has the fever. He's very ill. I must go see him.
Nonsense, you'll do nothing of the sort.
Annie's the only friend I've ever had. I must go help her.
Beatrix, scarlet fever is a highly contagious disease.
You shan't go that house. That is fine.
Is it because of the scarlet fever, or is it because you don't think Annie's family is as good as ours?
That's enough, Beatrix. Your mother is right. You are not allowed to leave this house during an epidemic.
I'm not allowed to leave this house, period.
Perhaps we could write a note to the boy anyway. Send him one of your drawings to cheer him up.
Mother probably wrote to even allow me to do that.
We'll keep it our little secret. I'll see that Thomas delivers the message.
Very well. I will write to Noel. I've never written to a child before. I hardly know what to say. My dear Noel, because I do not know what to write to you, I shall tell you a story about 4 little rabbits, whose names were their mother underneath the root of a great, big fir tree.
Now, my dears, you may go into the field or down in the lane, but don't go into Mrs. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there, and he's been told hi by Mrs. McGregor. I'm off to get some brown bread and 5 currant buns. Goodbye.
Mopsy, and Cointail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries.
But Peter, who was very naughty, went straight into Mr. McGregor's garden.
Have lettuce, have beans, have radishes.
Ah, Mr. McGregor!
Stop, thief!
Help!
The little rascal lost his shoes. He won't get very far without these. Now, which way did he go?
Now, I'll head for the gate.
Oh no! My jacket's caught in the net!
I'm sure you've made to a pie just like my father. Oh, I should have listened to my mother.
Oh, hello, sparrows. Can you help me?
You must exert yourself, Peter.
We implore you to exert yourself.
Exert myself? What's that mean?
It means
Now, where is that rabbit?
Here he comes.
My jacket's caught in the net.
we'll help you get out of your jacket.
Thank you, little sparrows. I'll never forget you. Now, I'll head for the gate.
I know he's out here somewhere.
Uh-oh, too late. I'll have to find a place to hide.
How about in that shed over there?
There's a watering can inside that shed.
Yes, I'll hide in the water can. Thank you, sparrows.
Get away from me, sparrows. Is it bad enough I have a rabbit eating up my garden? What's this? I may not have caught the rabbit himself, but I got some of him anyway. I know. I'll make a scarecrow out of these things.
Just one thing that I'll tell you about hiding in a watering can. It usually has water in it. Oh, I can hardly see and I don't know what it is. I also don't feel very well. All that running around has made me sick.
There. That should do the trick. Now, where is that rabbit? I think I'll go check the shed.
I'm gonna run all the way home. And I'm never going to Mr. McGregor's garden ever again. Peter, where have you been? You're wet and cold, and where are your shoes and your jacket? I don't feel well.
And you've been a bad rabbit.
Quiet, girls, go inside and eat your supper.
We're having warm bread and fresh milk and blackberries.
Oh, I really don't feel well.
Then
Then I shall put you to bed and give you a tablespoon of chamomile tea.
While we have warm bread and fresh milk and blackberries.
I don't feel well, but at least I'm safe.
And that's the story of Peter Rabbit.
Who never went to Mr. McGregor's garden again. I was almost
And that was the beginning of Peter Rabbit. We read the story over and over and over again. We even acted it out. Before long, Noel was completely over the scarlet fever. But a little while later, we had a new strange illness in the house. What's here? It's a strange hat. If I can Dear, the scarlet fever epidemic's over, thank goodness.
Well, I have something awful. I'm going to bed and cover up. Would you please tell Miss Potter how sick I am? She would want to know.
I see.
Oh, and Mum, would you please bring me a tablespoonful of chamomile tea?
Chamomile tea. What have we started here, Beatrix?
But Mother, you see, this paper I've written is not just about mushrooms, but about fungi in general.
What difference does it even make?
It makes a great deal of difference to the Linen Society of London, who will be reading this paper and reviewing these drawings.
Beatrix, I'm afraid I must prohibit you from going into London to present this paper.
That's all right, I've already been prohibited.
By your father?
By the Linen Society themselves. Women are not allowed to present their own, so one of the members will present it for me.
Nor should they be allowed to write them.
Mother, women can be just as good in science as men. Besides, if they like it, it shall be published in a journal.
And you'll become this writer, leave your father and me?
Mother, I can stay in my own room and write. I won't leave you and father, even though I am old enough to marry.
Married? Are you seeing someone?
How can I? I'm never out of your sight.
Very well. We'll have Thomas take it to the society when he gets into town to buy food for the dinner arrangements.
Thank you, Mother.
Providing you help with the dinner party is such a task below a woman of science.
Of course I'll help.
Good. It's a very important affair. Dr. Doyle and his wife are coming.
Did you invite someone for me?
It slipped my mind. Perhaps next time.
But it's always next time.
Well, then that will give you something to look forward to.
Excellent presentation, Dexter. All chapel.
As was your Bodkins, positively inspiring.
You both brilliant as always.
Thanks, Master Lord.
But I was stuck with reading this one on the germination spores of the iconic.
Our hypothesis full of holes.
No conclusive evidence whatsoever.
What can you expect from uneducated scientists?
An uneducated artist.
A woman, no less.
I shall write Miss Potter a polite but pointed rejection note.
Good idea, Marcy.
Well, shall we head down to the club for a pint or two?
Indeed, we've earned it.
Dexter, old boy, I silently embrace your theory of the regeneration of...
Miss Beatrix! Miss Beatrix!
Yes, Yvette?
The matter, you have something.
Something for me. That's unusual.
2 letters this morning.
My lucky day. Thank you, Yvette. Oh, good. It's the one I've been waiting for. But we regret to inform you. What do they mean my hypothesis is incorrect? I studied those spores firsthand. I'm like a bunch of pompous old men who sit in an office all day. All that work. The research. So much for my future in fungi. Perhaps Mother is right. My only future is here. Running the house, bossing the servants, living in my own little world. Oh, I almost forgot the second letter. It's from Annie. My dear Beatrix, I am writing to request an unusual favor of you. Starlight fever. So, if you could write a brief story and include a few pictures as you did for Noel. Of course I will. Right this minute, as a matter of fact. A bunch of snobby old men may not listen to my words when I know 5 very bright children who will. Now, what shall I write about? I know. The legend I heard when I visited my cousin in Gloucester. That will make a dandy story. My dear Frida, because you have been ill, here is a story. One that nobody has ever read before. In a time of swords and periwigs and full sketchy coats, there lived a tailor in Gloucester. All day long he sewed and stitched, piecing out his satin and lutestring and pompadour. But although he sewed fine silk for his customers, he himself was very
Pause the mice which run about this house. What is wrong with the mice's day?
buy a penny of each bread, milk, and sausage. That leaves me but 1 penny to my name. Who's there? Come in, madam, sir. It's Footman. Welcome, sir.
Are you the tailor of Gloucester?
Indeed I am.
I have an order for you. A fine, long, elegant coat and a matching waistcoat. Here's it, Mrs. I need this done by Christmas morn.
Oh, but sir, Christmas is only 4 days away. I couldn't possibly.
The coats are for my master, the mayor of Gloucester.
The mayor?
Christmas is his wedding day, and he's prepared to pay very well indeed.
I don't know. It's such short notice.
Shall I go elsewhere?
No. I can do it. I hope.
Good. We shall come for the coats Christmas morning.
Simpkins, did you hear? The mayor wants me to make his wedding coats. Do I have the materials? Cherry coloured coat for the long coat, cream coloured satin for the waistcoat, pocket flaps, cuffs, buttons. I have everything I need except a skimmer twist to sew it all together. Simpkin, take my last penny and buy a skimmer cherry coloured twist. Now be off. I best get started right away. Hurrah! First to measure, then to cut. What's that typing stuff of it? Perhaps my imagination. Now where was I? Oh yes, these pieces of cloth are going to line up perfectly so that... There's it again. Is it my heart pounding? I'm so nervous about doing this job well, and I have to do it so quickly too. Rushing in the pantry? Who's in there? Aha! Hello, little mice. What are you doing under the cups in the pantry? Oh, Simpkin got you. The big feast. Well, in the spirit of the season, I released you. Now be off before Simpkin returns from kitchen yet again. Oh yes, these pieces of cloth are perfect. Imagine me making the wedding coats for the mayor of Gloucester. Oh, good, you've returned. Milk, bread, sausage. Now for the most important item, the twist. You didn't give me the twist. The mice? I let them go in the spirit of the season. Come, you can eat with me. But first you have to give me the twist. Simpkin, who didn't give me the twist? Simpkin, where are you? Oh no! She jumped out the window! She's running down the street! Simpkin, stop! Stop, I say! Oh no, she's paying me back for letting those mice go free. Oh, woe is me. I feel ill. I must lie down.
Look, the poor tailor who saved us seems fitful. He has a high fever. He will never be able to make the cuts for the mayor.
I wish there was something we could do to help.
Perhaps we can sew the cloths together. But he has no twist. That nasty old Simpkin took it with her. Poor tailor.
Well, I have punished my master for 3 days. I believe that's long enough. Oh, here he is. Here, master, here are the twists. You better get busy. Christmas is tomorrow. Come on, wake up. Wake up and get to work. Is he sick? He's unconscious. He's very ill and it's all my fault. Now he'll never be able to get the mayor's wedding coats finished. Come on. I have ruined his chances of fame and fortune. I'm so sorry, master.
Poor fellow, he's still sick.
He has no strength at all. But he does have the twist.
That rascal Simpkin must have felt guilty and brought it back. But it's too late. Unless, come on, gang, we got work to do.
420 tailors went to cut the snail. The nervous man among them durst not touch her tail. She put out her horns like a little cow. Run, tailor, run, or she'll have you rolling down.
The cherry-colored coat is almost finished. Hurry!
See my lady's oatmeal, grind my lady's flour. Put it in a chestnut, let it stand an hour.
Done! Beautiful! But we haven't finished yet, and it's almost Christmas morning.
We just have to sew the cream-colored waistcoat. Come on.
3 little mice sat down to spin. Pussy passed by and she peeped in. Wondering at my fine little men, making coats for gentlemen. Shall I come in and cut off your threads? And on this pussy bite off our heads.
Almost complete.
Open up, Taylor. The mare's here to be fitted.
There's nothing to do but tell the truth. You are a naughty cat, Simpkin. But I suppose it's partly my fault for letting your mice go free. So, I forgive you.
Taylor, are you in there?
Come in. Good morning, your lordship. I understand you do excellent work, Taylor. Oh, I'm afraid to be quite disappointed. You see, I had beautiful fabrics, cuffs, buttons, but it had no twist. So I sent Simpkin to get a twist, and while she
Fetched it, used it, and here are the coats.
Excellent. I am not disappointed the least.
How did this happen?
Magnificent. And to think you only did the work in 4 days?
A perfect fit, my lord.
So it is.
What's this here on the coat? A note saying no more twists.
You see, the last buttonhole could not be finished because there was
No more twists.
Precisely.
But the other buttonholes are so perfect, so neat and small, almost if they're made by mice.
By mice.
Mice.
To be honest, I like the waistcoat this way. Now it leaves more room for the wedding feast.
Speaking of the wedding, we must be off, my lord.
Taylor, Kat, I would like to invite you to my wedding.
Thank you, Grace. You're more than kind.
And when we use my mansion, I should pay you double, nigh triple, for your marvelous work. In time, you should be a rich man, Taylor.
And in suited time, you should be a married man. We must be off.
Come, Taylor, come, Kat, let us enjoy joyous season. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year!
Thanks in a very large part to the tailor of Alchester, Frida recovered remarkably from a bout with the starlight fever. Beatrix told stories to the other children as well. They were so delightful, I told them she should have them made into books so that all children could enjoy them. Finally, 8 years after first writing Peter Rabbit, Beatrix borrowed the original letter from Noel, made 6 copies of it, and sent it to 6 different book publishers. It wasn't long till they responded.
Sorry. Regrets. Not at this time. Not for our markets. Not for our readers. But thank you very much. 6 rejections.
There, I hope this puts an end to your foolishness about writing some book.
I'm sorry, Beatrix, dear.
Well, at least this one says thank you very much. One and company.
Yes, I'm afraid that they also have turned you down, my dear. But you gave it a good try, anyway.
And now may we all try to have our dinner while it's still warm.
Are you coming, Beatrix?
I'm not very hungry. Papa,
Yes?
I think I want to publish Peter Rabbit myself.
You'll sell, but you have no printing press.
Well, I mean, I want to pay to have it
And
published.
what will you use for money?
Those bank stocks you gave me?
Those stocks are for your future.
I'm always living in the future. I want to live now, in the present for a change. There's a small printing company on Tower Street. They'll print as few as 250 copies. Please, Papa.
Is it that important to you?
I just want to see my stories and my pictures in a book. All I've ever wanted to do is write.
Oh, very well. On one condition.
Anything, Papa.
Don't tell your mother, or we'll both be in the soup. And speaking of soup, it's waiting for us on the table. That is, if your appetite has returned.
Yes, Papa. It certainly has.
And here it is, the very first printed copy of Peter Rabbit. Privately printed by Beatrix Potter. She gave most of the copies away, but she did manage to sell a few to family and friends.
9, 10, 11, 12. This bit of money means more to me than any amount of wealth my family has ever had.
Miss Beatrix,
Yes, Yvette.
here's the morning mail, and there's a gentleman here to see you.
I wasn't expecting anyone, especially not a gentleman. Show him in.
Right away, ma'am.
Dr. Doyle, how very nice of him to write to me.
Mrs. Porter,
Yes?
I'm Norman Bourne of Warren & Company.
Oh, right, the book publisher. What can I do for you?
First, I'd like permission to set this down.
Of course. What is it?
A dollhouse. I made it for my niece. I didn't want to leave it out in the carriage. Son might walk the wood.
It's lovely, and you made it?
It's my hobby. My real job is working as an editor. Which brings me to why I'm here. We are reconsidering the tale of Peter Rabbit for possible publication.
That's wonderful.
Yes, well, I told my brothers I'd give you a call since my niece lives nearby.
Do you and your wife also live in the area, Mr. Warren?
Oh, I'm not married.
I see.
Well, we shall make a decision as soon as we make a decision.
Perhaps this might help then. Endorsement, you might say. It's from a man who read my stories to his children.
With sincere admiration, Dr. Arthur Conan Doyle.
The author of Sherlock Holmes! I would say this is a first-rate endorsement. Thank you, Mrs. Potter. I must show this to my brothers. Oh, don't forget your dollhouse.
Oh goodness, my mind got sidetracked there for a moment.
Look at the little furniture and the tiny dishes of food.
Oh, it's all plastered. The food is glued to the plates.
Where are the dolls?
Oh, my niece already has them. Lucinda and Jane, they're called.
Well, I'm sure Lucinda and Jane should be very pleased with their new home.
Yes, well, good day, Mrs. Potter.
Mr. Wall. Is it possible? Might they really publish my book? Oh, I can hardly sit still. I must write to Annie about this. Does that door need oiling again? That's at the door. That's mice. Go home, you two, or I shall write a story about you. Wait a minute. I like that idea. I like that idea very much. Once upon a time, there was a very beautiful dollhouse. It belonged to two dolls, Lucinda and Jane. But Lucinda never ordered meals and Jane never did any of the cooking because the dinner had been bought ready-made. There were two red lobsters, a ham, some pears and oranges. They were artificial, of course, but they were very lovely. One day, Lucinda and Jane decided to go out.
Jane, dear.
Yes, Lucinda?
Shall we go for a drive in the perambulator?
I should be delighted to. Will our house be safe?
Perfectly. There's no one to disturb it, but perhaps a mouse or two. But what harm could they do?
None at all.
Then let's be off the perambulator.
Presently, there was some scuffling and scratching at the corner of the house. Tom Thumb popped his head out. Tom Thumb is a mouse. A minute later, his wife, Hunca Munca, popped her head out too.
Hey, Uncle Monka, look! It's a house inside a house!
Seems to be, sweetie.
And look at this lovely dinner they have laid out.
Fit for a king it is, Tom.
And a queen too, Uncle Monka.
Go on.
Now, I'll do the honors and carve the hams.
Such a gentleman.
The ham is hard as concrete. We'll have the fish for now. It's tougher than the ham.
So's the lobster.
And the fruits.
Everything's stuck to the dishes.
It's a trick being played on us.
Black magic, I'd say it is.
No one calls a fast one on Tom Thumb.
Or Hunca Munca.
We'll show them.
You bet.
And for our troubles, I think occupants of this house should reward us with something. Like this chair, I'd say it's about my size.
And I can use the other for me backside.
And then we'll come back for the table.
And the cupboard.
And everything else for what they've done to us.
Let's go, Tom.
Bye-bye, Rebecca.
Wasn't it DJ, my dear?
Oh no!
What is happening?
We have been intruded upon,
Look at this mess.
and our chairs have been stolen.
We must call the authorities. Help! Help! Authorities! Authorities!
And once we get the cupboard, it's the boobies!
We've got the hide!
Morning, ladies. Did you call?
Thank goodness it's a bobby.
It's Jimmy. Jimmy Witherspoon at your service, ma'am. A member of Her Majesty's mighty police. You've been intruded upon?
My words, exactly.
Now who would have done this terrible thing to a couple of dolls like you?
Dolls?
In a dollhouse like this?
Dollhouse?
It's terrible.
We've never done anything to anybody.
There. Calm down. Come with me to the station and I'll make a report on the vandals and thieves.
Bundles?
Thieves?
Us? And them two innocent dolls?
I feel just terrible.
I don't feel too bad since I cheated on my beta arithmetic exam.
You got caught.
No, the chap I cheated on held the wrong answers.
Where you going, Tom?
To return the chairs, Uncle Monka.
It's the right and proper thing to do. And I'll pick up this food and put it back on the table. Oh no! Look at this! We broke a bit off the food.
And we scratched the table a trifle.
What are we to do?
Repay them with this.
What's that?
The crooked crooked sixpence found under the hearth rug last Christmas Eve.
The sixpence we were saving for our retirement.
The same to repair the damages?
It's the right and proper thing to do.
There we are, ladies.
Look, everything has been restored.
Our home is neat and tidy again.
Just a tip off the food.
And a slight scratch off the table.
What's this?
Crooked sixpence.
Left behind, no doubt, by repentant thieves.
Not thieves, sir. Just innocent passerbys who temporarily went astray.
And came back to mend their ways.
That's us, Tom.
You bet your Uncle.
Thank you ever so much, sir.
Would you care to stay for tea?
I'm on duty, ma'am, but I'm off at 4.
Then we'll have tea at 4.
Precisely at 4.
Delighted.
May we show you up, Bobby?
It's Jimmy.
Oh yes, Jimmy.
Jimmy Witherspoon, a member of Her
Majesty's Mighty Police.
Right, and jolly good of you to invite me to tea.
My pleasure.
After all,
It's the right and proper thing to do.
By now, Beatrice had written several stories, but none of them had ever been made into books, other than the few she's written herself. She wondered if anyone other than a few family and friends would ever read her stories, until one day she received a letter from the Warren Publishing Company.
Can you meet with us at your earliest convenience? I can meet with you even earlier than that. Yvette, fetch my very best dress, you know, the one I never get a chance to wear.
And so Beatrice was off to the Graduate Printing Company for a meeting which would literally and literarily change her life forever.
Norman!
Yes, Harold.
You sent out a letter from the Worthing woman inquiring about her manuscript. When you reject these would-be authors, don't be so polite. Say no and be done with it.
Yes, Harold.
Oh, and I decided to work with Miss Greenaway on her new book. That leads you to edit that, what was it? Oh, that rabbit story.
oh, I mean, if you insist, I mean, you are the senior editor.
For now, yes. I'm going to retire someday, but don't count on it. For a nice to check with your last month's sales figures.
Good afternoon, Mr. Warren. Oh, Mrs. Potter, thank you so much for stopping in our office.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, I am pleased to inform you that the editorial board of Warren Company has unanimously decided to publish the tale of Peter Rabbit.
That's wonderful, thank you.
However,
Yes,
a very demanding editor has been assigned to work with you.
I see. I know that.
Oh, much worse. After a day of attacking your manuscript, he might invite you out to dinner.
It's you, isn't it?
Yes, well, I hope you don't mind.
Of course not. I mean, I'm very pleased.
Mrs. Potter, where did you learn to write for children?
Well, you see, I've just written these stories to please myself because I never really grew up. When shall we start?
How about right now?
Fine.
First, we'll go to the layout room and discuss the artwork. There seems to be a countercult influences in your sketches, but I'd like your own style to emerge a little bit more.
The Tale of Peter Rabbit was published in October of 1902. It was an immediate success. Readers were enchanted by Beatrix Potter's simple stories and elegant illustrations. More stories followed in short order. The Tale of Gloucester, Squirrel Nutkin, The Two Bad Mice, and even more were in the works. Everyone was delighted with the budding author. Well, not quite everyone, as Beatrix would soon find out when she visited her parents at her summer vacation home.
Rupert, I believe Beatrix is coming up the path. Shall we go meet her? There you are.
Martha! Aren't the gardens just lovely? Beautiful as always. Now, I shall stay 2 weeks and not a day longer.
A month anyway, just until Bertram arrives.
I'm expecting proofs for my new book at once. By the way, have you received anything from them?
From whom, dear?
From Warren Company, my publishers.
Oh, a letter perhaps, but it can wait.
I can't wait. I'm expecting a contract which I must sign.
Very well.
Thank you, Mother.
Well, this business you have is so bothersome, commonplace, and very
Exciting. Here's a contract and a letter from Norman. I mean, Mr. Warren.
I do wish you'd come to your senses and then
Mother,
Yes?
there's something else in this envelope.
A ring!
An engagement
marriage, I can't keep it a secret from all but immediate families. I want no announcement made of this.
Yes, Mother.
Oh, what's she going to do? She's going to leave us for good.
Ah, there you are. Shall you move the stairway drink on Saturday?
Rupert, it's all your fault! You should have never given her that sketch pad on her 7th birthday!
Sketch pad, birthday. Helen dear, what on earth are you talking about?
Things do not always go as they are planned. And so it was with Beatrix and us pending marriage to Norman Warren. Only 2 weeks after receiving the engagement ring, Norman died. He passed away suddenly from a blood disease which no one, including himself, was even aware of. In her grief, Beatrix buried herself in her work to escape the pain of her deep loss. Norman Warren would always be a part of her writing and a part of her life.
Beatrix, dear.
Yes, Mother.
Now that this very unpleasant business is behind you, I ask that you drop notions of writing a book and become a woman befitting your class.
Mother!
Now that I'm getting older, you shall oversee the proper running of this home.
I shall oversee the proper running of a home.
Oh, good, you've come to your senses.
But it will not be the running of this house.
What do you mean?
I've bought a farm in Nisrory.
A farm in Nisrory? But where'd you get the money?
From the sale of my books.
And where will the servants come from?
There will be no servants. I shall work the farm myself.
Yourself? Well, at least this will put an end to these books.
To the contrary, I shall write more books now than ever. Norman once said that someday my stories should be read, than more than those of any author in the world. I have much more books to write to fulfill Norman's faith in me.
I can never really seem to understand children. Fortunately, I only had 2 of them.
I'm not sure any of us understands children completely, but that didn't stop Edwin and I from having a big family. After the first 5 children, we added 3 more. Joan, Hilda, and the baby here.
Annie!
Oh, Beatrix dear, what a pleasant surprise.
And the baby?
Little Beatrix herself? I was going to name the last one after you, even if it had been a boy.
Well, here's a gift of my godchild and namesake.
Thank you.
And I have a new manuscript for the others.
They'll be delighted.
I find it much more satisfactory to address real-life children. I think that was a secret to Peter Rabbit's success. It was written to a child. Dear sweet Noel.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's almost time for the babies now. We'll all gather in the nursery, so little Beatrix can hear the story as well. Children!
Yes, Mother?
Come to the nursery quick. Miss Potter has a new story for you.
Yay!
What's the new story about?
Well, it concerns a frog called Mr. Jeremy Fisher. He lived in his damp house amongst the buttercups at the edge of the pond.
Ah, a fine day for fishing. I have my roll of grass reef, my line of wolf's hair, and my bait of worms. I shall catch a fine mess of minnows for my dinner tonight. Oh, well, upon my word, who comes here? A tortoise and a newt. Oh, why, it's Mr. Alvin Toby Tortoise.
Morning, Mr. Jeremy Fisher.
And Sir Isaac Newton.
All the day, Mr. Jeremy Fisher.
Where are you going?
Fishing, Mr. Alvin Toby Tortoise, for a fine mess of minnows, Sir Isaac Newton.
So it seems, Mr. Jeremy Fisher.
Why, I say, you both are invited to my home there, amongst the buttercups at the edge of the pond, for a fine fish dinner.
But what if you do not catch any fish?
Well, you have told you that.
Oh, gentlemen, I am, by my very name, a fisherman.
Very well. We shall arrive for dinner this evening, Mr. Jeremy Fisher. After you, Sir Isaac Newton.
No, after you, Sir Alden Colney Tortoise.
Very well, walk it this way.
Well, here I am at the pond. Time for a bit of fishing. A frog he would a woo and go. A frog he would a woo and go. And he dressed himself from top to toe. Oh, I believe I've caught my first minnow. Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I've caught little Jack Sharp again. I do not want you, Jack Sharp. You're a stickleback covered with spines. Ouch! Don't stick me like that.
Don't catch me like that.
Well, it wasn't my intention, I assure you.
Now please throw me back in and don't again.
Well, don't nibble on my bait
A
again.
fella's got it someplace.
Stickleback cats are impossible to eat. The only purpose on a dinner table would be to provide toothpicks. Why, I say, that's a bit Abby. I shall have so much. What I pack in today? Delicious butterfly sandwich. Oh, Miss Mouse, marry me. Oh, Miss Mouse, marry me. Yes, if Uncle Rat will agree. Now I've caught a minnow. Oh, now I've caught a fish. Oh, now I've caught...
Oh, well, a trout!
a trout's favorite meal.
That's right. Welcome to dinner, Mr. Frog. My dinner.
Help!
Now, let's get to the bottom of the pond where I live. Now, for my dinner. Yuck! You taste like... Oh, that's... Whoa, here. I'm throwing it back. You're the worst tasting frogs I ever had. Send me one of your relatives next time. The good tasting ones, though.
Oh, goodness, that was close. Looking for my old Paul Macintosh. When he bit into it, he thought it was me. Oh, I'm too undone to fish any further. I shall return home. Dear me. Dear me. Oh, hello, Miss Alvin Tommy Toys. And Sir Isaac Newton. Oh, I regret to inform you. I have caught no minnows for dinner tonight.
We anticipated as much, Mr. Jimmy Fisher.
So we brought the nice garden salad bowl dinner.
Excellent! To go with it, I believe I have in my larder a fine roasted grasshopper with delicious ladybug sauce to go with it. Will you, Mr. Alvin Tommy Toys, copy me to my home once the buttercup sails to the pond?
I'll be happy to accompany to your house, Mr. Jimmy Fisher.
And you, Sir Isaac Newton?
Delighted, Mr. Jeremy Fisher.
Very well, gentlemen. Walk this way.
Beatrix, dear, I do wish you let Thomas carry those boxes. He's carrying the heavy ones. Besides, I don't mind doing a bit of the work. No, you would. Will you and Father visit me at the farm next month?
We'll try.
What's that contraption you've been working on lately?
Oh, just something I picked up for a group I've joined.
What kind of group?
The Association for the Blind of London.
Mother, you're transcribing words into Braille for the Blind!
Well, with you going away to that little farm of yours, I was going to have a little extra time on my hands. So I volunteered.
That's wonderful.
I'm still a little slow at this. I'm not used to doing things for other people.
The carriage is ready, Miss Beatrix.
Papa!
Here, let me help you with those.
What are you doing home?
Well, I'm actually delivering a letter to you. It was brought to me at the club by a Dr. Massey. Do you remember him?
I don't think so.
He's with the Linen Society of London.
Oh, right, the fungus fellows.
Seems that hypothesis of yours on the germination of spores turned out to be correct after all. They wanted to apologize.
Well, bully for them.
Too bad I didn't make the discovery sooner.
If they had, I might still be writing dreadfully dull papers for all of 5 people to read.
6. I've always read everything you've written, whether I liked it or not.
That you have, Papa. That you have.
Hilltop Farm gave Beatrix Thornton more pleasure and inspiration than she'd ever known. Over the next 5 years, she wrote 10 new stories, all of which were even published. And some were even translated into foreign languages. But none was more memorable or enduring. Take a look at this.
I need to check your feathers for mites. There you are. I'll catch you, old girl. I'm a faster than you are anyway.
Beatrix gave names to almost all the animals at Hilltop Farm, and she put most of them into her stories, but none one was more memorable nor endearing than the tale of Jemima Puddle Duck.
Jemima Puddle Duck?
Good morning, Rebecca Puddle. How's my sister-in-law today?
I have no complaints.
Well, I do.
What's that, Jemima?
Just this, Rebecca Puddle. I want to lay my eggs and hatch them, but the farmer's wife won't let me. She takes them and cooks them for her family.
I'm glad she takes my eggs. I haven't the patience to sit on some nest for 28 days just to hatch some little ducklings.
Hello, my fine feathered friend. Have you an egg for me this morning?
Good for you, Rebecca. Here's some corn. And how about you, Jemima? Don't peg me, silly bird. I know you want to hatch your eggs, but we have enough ducklings on the farm as it is. Good girl. Here's some corn.
Why don't we go to the puddle for a little swim, Jemima? The puddle is not for me, Rebecca Puddle. I'm going to leave this farm straight away and find somewhere else to hatch my eggs. Good luck, Jemima Puddle Duck. I do admire your pluck. I see someone in the distance. That would be a perfect spot for me to lay my eggs. I shall fly right over. Perfect! A perfect spot to pursue my project.
Morning, ma'am.
My one elegant-looking gentleman.
You lost your way, my dear?
I'm searching for a place to lay my eggs and hatch them. This seems like a good location.
Some protected, some willing, which way down like FCHS. And worse, steal you.
Steal me? For what?
For a plump, succulent, delicious feast.
Sir?
Sure, it's over there.
Over there.
That cottage is my summer residence. There's a shed attached to make an ideal place for lay eggs.
It looks very comfortable.
Soft, tender, sitting on the horse.
Very well, you civil and handsome gentlemen. I will take up your offer. I will lay my eggs and send them for the next 28 days.
And I shall ask my plot.
Beg pardon?
That's the little spot. Come, I'll show you.
Oh, perfect. I'm so fortunate to have met such a...
18, 19. I'm one short again. Now who? Jemima. I haven't seen her in several days. I hope she's alright. I know. I'll have Kev the dog look for her. Kev, come here, boy.
Now let's see. How's the market there today?
Sir, I laid all that eggs. I shall send them for the next 4 weeks.
Before you settle in, my dear, why don't we celebrate? It's a little dinner party.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Actually, there is. Could you go back to your farm and get a few seasonings from the garden?
Of course.
I'll need sage, thyme, a bit of mint, 2 onions, and spring parsley. In the meantime, I'll put the water on the stove.
I'll be right back.
Daddy, my darling.
I won't. I certainly won't. What a fellow.
Perfect seasoning for a perfect duck dinner. And for dessert, I shall have a fine cousin putting me 9 delicious duck eggs. Well, let's see. Where's my baby's pot?
Let's see. Sage, thyme, check. Mint, parsley, check. 2 large onions, double check. I have everything you ordered.
Hi, Jemima.
Why? It's Kev the dog. Hello, Kev.
Where you been, girl?
Laying my eggs with a farmer's wife can't get them.
And why are you doing that?
So I can hatch my eggs.
And where might that be?
In the shed behind a cottage of a fine gentleman.
Oh, what's his name?
He didn't say.
Well, what's he look like?
Most elegant. Black perky ears, sandy colored whiskers, divine eyes.
Sounds like quite a foxy fellow to me. So, what brings you back to the farm?
To pick up some seasonings for a dinner party.
Dinner party?
To celebrate my 9 eggs. He's having me for dinner.
I'll bet he is.
Well, I must be off. I don't want to keep my dinner companion waiting.
Barney! Chucky! Get on out here!
Hi, Kev.
What's up, Kev?
Hello, you little foxhound puppies.
Why'd you call us, Kev?
We're going to a dinner party.
Great. Who invited us?
We invited ourselves.
Jeez, Kev, we have nothing to wear.
This is a come as you are kind of dinner party. I'll fill you in on the way. Now, let's pick up the scent of that duck. She went that way. Eat.
Now, cook my delicate duck. The seasonings are in the pot. Butter's cooked to a full boil. Now, we're going to add the final ingredient for my main dish.
And pray, what is that?
You mean, who is that?
Well, yes. Who's the final ingredient for the main dish?
Look into my eyes. What do you see?
My handsome companion, of course.
What else do you see?
My reflection. Me?
That's the final ingredient for the main dish.
Oh, I feel warm all over.
In a minute, you'll be warm all over.
Yes, I do think I'm heading that direction. Wait a minute. Did you say I'm the main dish?
To be more precise, you're the one-time meal.
Help! Help! I've been on fox by a
Fox. Get it, boys!
Oh, thank you, Kim. Thank you. How could I ever been so stupid?
It's part of your charming personality, I reckon. Here come the puppies now. They taste like
14 books, translated into 12 languages, and transcribed into 6 Braille editions for the blind. His stories would go on to be read by more than 100 million children and adults. And it all started with the story of a little rabbit named Peter, written in a letter to a boy named Noel.
Where are you calling, Mother?
Oh, I was recalling Noel. Recalling the story of Peter and his friends, the animal kind and the human kind. But perhaps the friend I was recalling the most today was the woman who brought all of us here together.
I've forgotten how steep that hill is. I haven't found anything else about this farm. It's all just the way it was.
Yes, it is, Noel.
I can still see this father feeding the ducks, chasing the rabbits, petting the dogs. Like it was only yesterday. Well, I'll come up the car first, Mum. I'll be right back.
I forgot to mention, Beatrix did finally end up getting married to a nice little country lawyer who lived right around here. She was 47 when she got married. Her mother begged her to wait till she was 50. Before she died, Beatrix decided that she wanted her ashes to be scattered atop a beloved hilltop farm, right where we are. So in a sense, here she still resides, and always will. At times I can still hear her voice, and many of the other voices she creates as well.
I find it much more satisfactory to address real-life children. I think that was the secret to Peter Rabbit's success. It was written to a child.
I'm gonna run all the way home. I'm never going to Miss McGregor's garden ever again.
Master, wake up! The mayor has put up here!
I'll be happy to accommodate to your house, Mr. Jimmy Fisher.
I can't wait to get back to the farm. I'll never leave again. It's the right and proper thing to do.
You see, I've just written these stories to please myself because I never really grew up. All I've ever wanted to do is write.
Also, we want to say thank you to our amazing costume mom,
Oh, okay. So I guess you just don't want to hear my speech. You just retire.
Oh, I hope she keeps the plane.
Jesus. She's going, Jesus.